Hello, today I'm going to be talking about bodybuilding as a physical culture. I have recently become very interested in bodybuilding and fitness. I occasionally engage in powerlifting training as well, but I would like to assume that bodybuilding is the type of physical culture that I engage in mostly. My training program for bodybuilding is mostly consist of weightlifting exercises that are done in sets of 2 to 3 and in an 8 to 12 repetition range for each set. I train 6 days a week and divide my training program into periods of 3 days, and in each day I train a certain muscle group. That means pull day, push day, and leg day in every cycle, with a resting period in between every cycle. In context of physical culture, one has to think beyond only physical bodies, as physical culture is concerned with both physical aspects of the bodies and how they are treated and understood within a certain society. With the emergence of a huge number of younger fitness bloggers, a new culture has developed in which very lean and vascular bodies are appreciated as aesthetic, and many strive to achieve that. With the increase in the number of young fitness influencers, many teenagers, including me, have become more interested in this sport, and the younger generation, ages 18 to 34, comprises the most gym members. As a result, the gym environment and culture is often perceived to be juvenile, crowded with a high population of young people participating in bodybuilding to build physiques like their idols and favorite fitness influencers. This younger generation is often driven to do whatever it takes to achieve their body goals, and they go as far as endorsing hormonal interventions such as injecting steroids. A quick trip on social media proves how younger generations are pushing to lift heavier weights and achieve leaner bodies, and how online communities cherish these efforts. I'm influenced by this culture as well, and besides spending a few hours a day at the gym, I consume a variety of fitness related contents to see what physiques and body styles are most praised and perceived to be aesthetic, so I can train to make my body as close to those models as possible. It is important to note that the teenage athletes who are closer to my age have the most influence on my lifestyle. As for the spaces needed for participation in this sport, with the growth of fitness industry, there are countless fully equipped commercial gyms available for fitness enthusiasts. These gyms usually have affordable monthly memberships that a vast majority of teenagers can afford. Additionally, many high schools and universities provide their students with equipped gyms that are free or require a minimal membership fee. Before going to scrutinize the interrelatedness of human condition and physical culture, it is important to look at the history of bodybuilding in Canada. Canada has introduced multiple bodybuilding stars such as Chris Bumstead to the world, and many big fitness influencers are Canadian. Over the years, many Canadian bodybuilders have competed in important international competitions such as Mr. Olympia, and that shows the professional attitude of Canadians towards bodybuilding and fitness. As a result, the obsession of Canadians with fitness is understandable, and bodybuilding is quite influential on many young people's lives. Although spaces needed for participation in this sport is provided for bodybuilding enthusiasts in vast, there are multiple factors regarding the human condition that can be barriers to participation in this sport. It is important to note that people are interdependent, and our actions can influence what others do, and vice versa. The attitude of the athletes who have been training for longer and have been involved in bodybuilding culture for many years can affect the motivation of those who recently found an interest in this sport. Teenager athletes are often perceived to have an obnoxious attitude, and they usually don't accept new members in their physical culture, and in a manner they have their own inner circle. This might demotivate new members and make them feel excluded and unwelcomed in an environment like the gym, and hinder their participation ultimately. The effect of power dynamics in bodybuilding can be very influential on beginners. Those athletes that indulge in possessing superior qualities such as more experience or better genetics hold more power over novice athletes. This power dynamic may discourage new members from engaging in bodybuilding, as they perceive only fit teenagers that are very well educated by their muscle groups and training programs are to engage in fitness culture. Being well educated and having good genetics have become dominant norms in the culture of bodybuilding developed by more powerful members. This can limit the participation of those who are less powered in this context. The 2 points described earlier influence one's habitus, that is, their self awareness about their bodies in relation to society's norms and values. Beginners with average bodies might perceive their bodies as incompetent and incapable of engaging in bodybuilding training because of the unnatural standards and norms set by more powered members. Lastly, the 3 points described about human condition further prove how the human condition and physical culture are interconnected and how they can act as barriers to participation in sports and physical activity spaces.